Here in July 2020, the UK government has eased the COVID-19 lockdown, allowing greater freedom to work and socialise. These freedoms come with a responsibility to ensure that employers and employees take their responsibilities seriously to ensure that COVID-19 is not spread during work. This episode looks at our risk assessment and mitigation factors that we have put in place for our company, One Planet Solutions. Let's take a look. Welcome to EMSmastery, where we look at the strategies and tactics to be successful in environmental management. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Andrew Marlow. Like many other businesses, our offices have been closed during the earlier pan-UK lockdown, with home working implemented for all of our employees. Now that the UK government is signalling a cautious reopening of businesses, with advice to employers encouraging them to reopen their offices and for employees to return to work. Our environmental and sustainability consultancy, One Planet Solutions, is itself opening its offices, and I wanted to share our experiences in preparing to return to work as an illustration of what can be put in place to manage the reopening of offices. Your situation and needs may vary, so you should consider your own requirements for managing under COVID-19, your own risk assessment, and to seek expert advice. In preparation, we sourced information from the UK Government, Health and Safety Executive, Public Health England, and our local authority here in Chichester. Specifically, we used two documents: Working Safely During COVID-19 in Offices and Contact Centres, and Working Safely During COVID-19 in or from a vehicle. Risk assessment. Our first step was to undertake a COVID-19 risk assessment covering 5 areas for the reopening of our office, with a focus on the risks within the office and working environment, travel to and from the office, entry and exit to the office, and office working practices, as well as the possibility of client site-based visits. At present, our risk assessment does not support any level of on-site client meetings or site visits until at least November the 1st, 2020, and possibly not until the beginning of 2021. Our company has been fortunate that we already have a delivery model that does not fully rely on physical meetings, consultancy delivery or auditing, with the ability to work and operate remotely. The opportunity for client-facing meetings will be reviewed later in the autumn 2020, and provided the risk assessment supports on-site visits, then appropriate mitigation practices will be put in place. However, it did highlight that our office could reopen with certain control measures. The notification of the risk assessment will be posted to all our employees, and a detailed assessment will be available on our internal SharePoint server. Office reopening. Our current risk assessment highlighted 6 mitigation measures for the reopening of the office, starting with the opportunity for a deep clean of the office, covering vacuuming of all work surfaces and areas, including carpeted areas where dust build-up could encourage virus transmission, and wet cleaning of the carpets and work surfaces such as desks, computer equipment and less used areas like bookshelves. Our cleaning regime covered our computer equipment, which over prolonged use had accumulated dust build-up in the dust filters protecting the fans to our desktop computers. These filters were cleaned to minimise the spread of COVID-19 through dust transmission and to improve the efficiency of the cooling of our computer equipment. At the beginning and end of each working day, we will take the temperature of each employee using a thermoscan, which reads out the temperature from the outer ear within seconds. Any elevated temperature readings will mean that the employee will be required to self-isolate until their temperature reduces, when they can then return to work. Or with continued elevated temperature or other COVID-19 symptoms, to continue to self-isolate and seek medical attention. Our office does not allow for 2-metre distancing except when there are only 2 employees in the office. Accordingly, our risk assessment will have the preferred option of only 2 employees in the office at any one time at their dedicated work areas, with other employees offered an option to work from home. Any requirements such as weekly meetings for all employees will be held via virtual conferencing or with all employees in the office with additional mitigation, such as the use of outdoor facilities, use of face masks and heightened hygiene practices. No visitors will be permitted to the offices, and all deliveries will be received at the point of entry and left for 2 days before opening by an employee with heightened personal protective equipment such as a face mask and disposable gloves. Hygiene practices. The risk assessment further highlighted the need for improved hygiene practices covering 6 areas. Firstly, we implemented training for our employees to ensure that they had completed an external training course and examination on coronavirus and protection measures, as well as emphasising good hygiene awareness and hand washing procedures. All employees will be given additional time to ensure that they can observe good hand washing practices using liquid soap and adopting the UK government advice for fully washing their hands prior to starting or restarting work. Employees are responsible for cleaning their own work area and equipment, with additional time allowed during the working day. Additionally, we purchased hand sanitizer containing 70% alcohol and hydrogen peroxide, which is rated as a viricide, which we decanted into office-size dispensers and small bottles for use outside the office environment, such as travelling to or from work. Finally, personal protective equipment is provided in the form of reusable face masks, disposable gloves, face shields and personal sanitizer bottles. Waste management. As part of our environmental and sustainability policies, we always strive to take the most sustainable option. Specific waste disposal advice is given by the UK government, which we have followed. For our fabric face masks, they will be washed and reused, which is the most sustainable option over disposable face masks. Any item for disposal, such as disposable gloves or used tissues, will be double bagged. The government guidance strictly only applies to self-isolating individuals, but we have decided to adopt this practice of double bagging as it limits the risk to our employees and for the individuals handling our office waste. Further information on all the documents referenced in this episode are given in the description box below, including a link to the resources on the EMSmastery.com website. I hope that this episode has given you an insight into how we reopened our business and reopened our office under COVID-19 and prompted thoughts about how you can restart your business by following UK government guidance and sourcing your own expert advice. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel to ensure that you don't miss out on other episodes on environmental management and sustainability. Until then, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this video, you can watch other episodes by clicking on the boxes in the top and bottom right, and to subscribe to this channel, click on the link to the left. Thank you.